Kenneth Branagh.
Branagh.
Branagh?
Brenner.
Brenner.
Yeah.
Kenneth Branagh. All right.
Is it a GH on the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Brenner.
Is it rolling? Because we'll just take that as our intro.
Murder on the Orient Express is the latest film by director Kenneth Branagh, and this is a remake of a movie. Well, I think there's several versions of the story, based on a very old Agatha Christie novel. All-star cast: Daisy Ridley, William Dafoe, Judi Dench. A lot of cool actors are in this movie, so it's a real smorgasbord. Huh?
Do we list them all?
Nope, there's too many.
Look it up.
Look it up. The story follows Detective Hercule Poirot, and he's on the Orient Express, and the murder happens.
So it's a murder mystery set on a train. I guess as the movie chugs along, you're given a few little insights and clues, but in my opinion, not enough.
So yeah, most of the film is based on one location, this train, and I think they did a good job of actually captivating you the whole time.
Yeah.
You'd think it'd get real boring, but no, I was invested the whole time, personally.
I wasn't. I had real issues with the shot selection in this film. It would have these crazy big spinning shots, and then like you go to a conversation shot, and it'll be those boring coverage of just back, forth, back, forth, back, forth.
And there were a few cool moments, like when the body is discovered. That's like a kind of bird's eye view angle. It's all done one take.
Well, some of the shots
which is really nice.
Yeah,
I like
some of the shots are really cool, but then it's just the way they fit together with other shots. So I'd say it was probably the editing, but possibly they didn't shoot the right coverage for the scene to edit it the way I would have liked to see it. I don't think the music really was very fitting.
Oh, yeah, the score was terrible.
It was all over the place.
There was no real distinctive themes.
It was just like the movie didn't really gel properly. Like it never really found its style or tone. Like sometimes it was meant to be, it looked like they were going for comedy, but the jokes just felt really flat. With the coverage, I wanted to see, like, as an audience member, I wanted to try and like work out the clues myself as it went along. But then there'd be things like they would show the room, but only part of it, and you wouldn't see parts of where the murder scene was.
Vital clues would just, he'd find them. Like, we'd go in a room and he'd be like, here's the knife. Or something like that.
I feel like there should have been clues laid out for the audience throughout the film, so you could just sort of work it out for yourself, but then they just didn't do that at all. It was just like, oh, there's this thing which there's no way you would have known. And it's just like a big exposition bit.
So as previously mentioned, this film has a lot of actors in it. They're all really good. Like,
I would say, as shit as I thought the coverage was, the acting kind of almost makes up for it, because the acting in this movie is great.
Yeah,
like,
it's like going to see a good play, you know? Like, everybody has a good chunk of dialogue and everybody just sells it. But I do personally think some of them didn't get enough. Like, Kenneth Branagh is like the main character and follows him the whole time. We spent a lot of the time code just on his character, his wackiness. But then we get some characters, like William Dafoe and Penelope Cruz. They had nothing. Like, they had nothing. And it's real crazy because Penelope Cruz's character in the original movie won an Oscar. The actress who played her.
Really?
Yeah.
It's always very nice to get an Oscar.
But this movie, she did nothing. She like was barely in it, and I just found that quite strange.
A lot of the characters were like inconsequential. Like there was that couple.
There was a couple that show up, and apparently they're important, but they just have barely any screen time.
But as far as like influence on the actual story goes, they had an even amount of influence as other characters. Yeah, but like for some reason they covered some more than others, which got really confusing when they were explaining things at the end. You're trying to follow all these characters that you've sort of been talked about more than you've actually been shown.
True.
And so it's confusing as to who was who, what the relationship between the characters were.
But yeah, standouts definitely were Kenneth, obviously, he was very good. I like Judi Dench. She's just good in anything, you know.
Johnny Depp wasn't as drunk as normal, so he actually turned in.
Johnny Depp was pretty good in this, so it was a good performance, I thought.
And Daisy Ridley, like being the obvious newcomer, she held her ground.
Yeah, she never had a scene though. Michelle Pfeiffer was real good. Michelle Pfeiffer had a real good scene in this, and you're just kind of like, oh, that's acting.
Yeah. It was like, when the big actors had their moments, they were like, oh, this is decent acting. And I think that's like probably Kenneth Branagh's thing. I'm pretty sure he's got a stage background. I'm pretty sure he's like a thespian.
Most English actors do.
So I would say he's really good at directing actors and turning out good performances, but when it came to the visual side of the film and the sound, it was just a bit...
Another thing that could be cut is Hercule, for some reason, has this sort of weird subplot where he looks at a photograph of his dead lover or something.
Oh,
and it adds nothing to the movie. It adds nothing to his character. He'll like have moments where he's like, oh, my love, and he's looking at the photograph, and it just didn't influence the film at all. Anyway, so that didn't need to be there. There are a few action scenes, but they felt very forced.
Yeah.
It seems like the producers were like, hey, add some action, and they added them in the only times there could be action, but they didn't need to be there, you know, just like, it's sort of...
there was one, as I guess you call it, a chase scene, and it kind of happens, and I was like, oh, the movie's picking up now, and I didn't expect them to kind of leave
to
the
the stage.
leave the train or anything, and then it just it's really unnecessary.
And there's like a shoot off kind of scene that comes like a good little battle, like a little action scene, and it's like that didn't need to be there. They just decided we need action. We'll put them in these parts, you know, but like it just didn't need to be there. I felt like it was just there for the trailer.
Yeah, it definitely like that's what I meant about like again the tone just keeps going up down up down.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's really weird.
A funny little story. At the very end of the film, there's like a little tease with a guard saying to him, "Oh, there's been a murder on the Bloody Nile," and that's a reference to one of Agatha Christie's other novels featuring Hercule. But I was in the theater with a bunch of elderly people, and everybody in the theater went, "Oh!" and started clapping at the moment. And for me, it reminded me of like going to see Marvel films for us. And we're like, it's Thanos, and I was like, it's that generation's version of that, and I got me, it's cool. I thought there was a
because I was at the premiere as well, and so like there was like you could tell from the older community at the back, or people who are Agatha Christie fans were like, haha, like, I get that reference.
I thought it was neat.
It's just like that was the same
kind of
thing.
thing.
It definitely had that Marvel vibe about it, like here's your next adventure.
Sequel. Overall, I like this film. I was engaged the whole time. Yeah, there was flaws. Score was shit. Could have been better cinematography. I liked the CGI, the use of it, like the sweeping shots of the mountains, the train going through the mountains.
Yeah,
I liked
that
added to it.
section was good. I don't know why I like that, but I was like, this is cool. And then I guess it was sort of the movie was moving forward and or getting into like, here comes a fun murder mystery, which it wasn't in the end. But that part I was like getting ready for a fun murder mystery.
I wish there was a bit more to let us know what's going on. There were a lot of convenient things in the plot, but that kind of adds to the end. So I feel like I
didn't have any issues with the original story, because obviously that was what they have adapted, and like the actual reason for the story and everything is good.
Yeah,
like, that was really solid.
Anyway, it's a perfectly average film, so I'm going to give it an average score of 5.
Well, I like with you, thought much the same. I guess we agreed on it. I really liked the performances, but I really disliked the direction, I guess you would say, of the movie. But not of the performances, just of the visuals and audio. So to balance the scales of justice, we'll go right in the middle as well, and 5.
I'm sleeping here, where everyone can see me, and I can see everyone.
Who takes up the knife?
Cannot trust a one. Another one?
So yeah, thanks guys for watching our review of Murder on the Orient Express. Check out our other reviews, our top 5s, our skits. We did a film recently, got some awards for it. It was good. Just check that out as well. Scott, you're up. Oh! Hit my hands.